This is my very last video, and I'm going to just kind of wrap up what I saw from yesterday's practice tests, just some last minute tips, and then give you a little virtual farewell until I see you again. So I haven't heard from anyone needing a Google Meet where we talk live and I answer questions. So we're not having that. All you have to do is to watch this video, prepare yourself. I will have another practice exam if you would like to do that as well. And then just take your exam and good luck with it on the 20th. So to start, some things that I saw from y'all's practice tests. I got a lot of feedback that timing is an issue. So if you're struggling with getting the essay completed in time, don't start with the introduction. All you need to do is have your thesis statement and then go into the content. If you try that, another thing that you can do is to not try to edit the sentences as you go. Make sure that you just type and type and type and word vomit and just get it all out there. And then as you're going back, you can kind of tighten it up and edit it and read it aloud. That's also a good tip. And that will save you some time. So not trying to make every single sentence perfect, instead just getting it out there and then rereading it and editing it that way. That might help with your time. The second thing, a lot of you did a great job with evidence. You said, here's the good word choice, here's the example of repetition, but then you might have given one sentence of commentary and then you moved on. You need to make sure that you're developing an argument and that you are analyzing, so you need to have at least 2 to 3 sentences analyzing that specific example. So make sure that you have that. Give a little bit more. It's better to have like 2 devices and expand on it than try to find 4 devices and just list all the examples. So focus on 2, give the examples, but then also give the commentary, give the analysis, because that's what they're looking for. And then the final thing has to do with the sophistication point. So some of us are awkwardly still saying diction when I said don't say diction when you're writing it out. Say through the author's language, or in the not strong word choice, but the intense word choice, and then you give the example. So in your writing, not trying to put the term into your sentence, because it makes it awkward. Like if you say the author's diction, well, yeah, he's writing. There's word choice in there. So make sure that when you are writing your sentences and that you're thinking about the terms that you want to use, make sure that you are using it in a way that makes sense, because some of us are awkwardly throwing them in there. Another thing that kind of goes with that, and this is my final one, if you can't remember what the term is, if you see something repeated throughout and you're not sure if it's epistrophe or if it's an anaphora or whatever, don't worry about that. All you have to do is say, you can make it basic. You can put it in basic terms. You can say the fact that it is repeated throughout here is important because. So if you can't find a term to it, don't think that you can't use it, because it is still important. The other thing that I will say, sorry, I thought I only had 3 things, was, or has to do with less is more. So instead of finding the most in-depth, coolest term, find word choice and then talk about it. So there's always some things you can fall back on if you're struggling on finding some like really interesting in-depth things. So always go back to the diction, syntax, tone, ethos, pathos, logos. Those are always there for you in any type of speech. Okay, so those are my little tidbits for just some comments on y'all's test. The other thing has to do with submitting your response. So I got this email saying that with the AP testing going on, some people have had trouble submitting their assignments, and what they're doing is they're allowing you to send an email if it tells you that they did not receive your response. So if there is, like once you click submit, and again, I haven't taken that, I don't really know how it works. Once you click submit, it probably will tell you, okay, great, we've received your submission. If you get a screen that tells you that they did not receive your response, then they will give you an email address on that screen for you to send your response to, but you have to do that right away. you have to do that immediately after you take the exam. The last thing that I'll say before my farewell is that if you miss the window of taking the exam, you have one more date to take it, which will be, I can't remember the makeup date, but there is a makeup date. So if you do miss the exam on the 20th, you need to contact me and contact Mrs. Barfield so we can help you with what you have to do next. Okay? So these little corrections that College Board has made should be helpful. I'm just going to throw that out there for you. Okay, so here's my farewell to you. I love you guys. I am so sorry that this last quarter has been so weird, but a lot of you have been doing great remotely, so thank you for working with me and for making it really easy. Yeah, I'm just going to miss you guys, and I know I'll see you around, so it's really not that big of a deal, but I just want to say thank you for a great year. Thank you for, like I said, making this last quarter as easy as it possibly could be with this class in particular. Other classes, not so much. But yeah, I love you guys, and thank you for a good year. Mwah!